Yo! What's up, guys? We're back on the water. We're heading back to that spot we were at the other day where we got those two keepers. Bite was super finicky. They just were holding on to the tail ends of them, so I'm hoping today's a little different. We're gonna hit that same drift. I think we have the same tide pretty much, so we should be able to get that same exact drift down, hopefully, or similar to it, and maybe they'll be a little more aggressive today. So we're meeting Dan from Fishing Accomplished. He's way out there somewhere, but he's headed our way. We're also going to be using the same red, white, and blue bucktail. Had a little mental moment before launched, started pedaling, and right away I noticed, wow, tide is really ripping over here, you know? I'm like, I'm looking at my watch, it's not, it's, you know, got another couple of weeks till another moon tide. So I'm going along, I'm doing like a knot and a half. I just can't figure out why I'm going so freaking slow. I turn around to get a rod out of my thing and I realize my wheels aren't there. So I'm like, oh no, did I leave my wheels on the beach? So I stop, I turn around, I see the pegs are still in. The wheels are still underneath the kayak. So I had to turn around, pedal all the way back to the freaking beach at a knot and a half, and take the cart out and then launch again. So a little delayed, but only like 10-minute setback. You gotta get some decent action so far?
It was decent. It started off better and it kind of tapered a little bit. Still some fish around.
Yeah. There seems to be like a little
bit of wind.
Yeah, it would be nice.
But otherwise, I mean, flat calm, so
there's
around. There is a bit of a drift, but
yeah.
Once the tide shifted, it definitely kind of slowed down a bit.
Yeah.
But it is fish around. I mean, it's not as super fast and furious bite, but there's definitely fish. Like, it's not like we were at a ditch where it's like, all right, here's another 5-incher. Like,
yeah,
you hook into a fish, and like the very first one I got, I think might have been a keeper, like right in the dot, but it fell off right in front of the boat.
Oh,
not a big deal, but
yeah,
it's a good sign.
oh, son of a bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, right around 50.
Alright, well, we snagged something on the bottom. It was close to that lobster pot, but I thought it was far enough away. So, I don't know if there's two of them that are strung together, which is probably the case. Usually if it's a rock, I could usually pop it right out, but I was not able to. I'm tying on a pink, all pink, funky bucktails. About, I believe it's 1/2 ounce. Kind of just have them all floating around my kayak. Let's see if our rubbish. Yeah, I usually collect it after every trip. Alright, so we gotta get now that we're using a smaller bucktail, we're gonna use a smaller gulp. Now we're using a 4-inch swimming mullet. Snake this bad boy on here. Caught some nice fish this year with this bucktail too, so hopefully it produces again. Alright, let's head back over there. I tell you, I wound up going offshore 4th of July.
No, how'd that go?
Well, we were looking for tuna and mahi. Didn't find any tuna, no mahi, but a boatload of sharks out there.
Yeah.
Almost caught a little 40-50 pound hammerhead on this.
Cool. On that?
Yeah, I tossed him the bucktail, and Jeff's like, you know, you might get spooled. I was like, yeah, we'll use the boat. And he was like 6 inches behind it the whole time, and he never took it. But we did see a 16-foot white shark out there.
Yeah.
Saw the dorsal fin from like a 1/2 mile away. That's how big it was. Sometimes you give him a little slack. It gives him some initiative to hit.
Good fish?
No. 14-ish. Actually, I don't know. Just gave me a couple good head shakes right there. I don't think he's a keeper, but that's why. Fucking foul hooked. Felt like a fluke. Asshole. Seems like there's a little more of a tide out here. Oh!
There you go. Coming up.
Yeah.
Head shakes?
Nothing yet. There we go. There's a head shake.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this might be a nice fish. Feels like a really nice fish.
Hell yeah.
Just hope he's not foul hooked. Oh, wow.
Nice.
No! Yeah, baby! Woo!
Damn.
Monster! Wow! Holy shit, dude.
How big?
I don't know, man. He's at least 8.
Really?
Yo, he's got to be 8, at least 8 pounds.
Damn, man. Awesome.
Wow! Holy shit! Whoa, 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 whoa! Woo! Man, I thought I had bottom there for a second. This is what, yeah, wow. I'm so lucky on that net too.
Come out?
No, he's hardly hooked, but whoo, my God, I'm shaking. I thought at first he was foul hooked because he like wasn't fighting much, and I was like, this is probably a nice fish, but he's probably foul hooked. Wow.
Let me change my battery. I want to get a look at that fish.
Woo! Look at the size of this. He's got to be 8 pounds. It's got to be the same size as the fish I got last year.
You got a scale in your car?
I do, but I don't want to really mess with him until until he's on the stringer, you know what I mean? Woo! Beautiful, beautiful fish. I can hardly, he might be 10, dude.
You gotta measure that fish. Dude.
I can't fit my hand over his gills, like over the head of his mouth. This might be my first double digit. Oh, it's over! Woo! That looks like a freaking halibut, dude.
28.
28. He's
28 and a half, man.
Yeah.
That's pushing 9 to 10.
Yeah. Actually, wait. Where's 9?
No,
he's 9.
Dude, his tail's still on the ground, too.
Oh. He's 9. 9 and a half, maybe? Wow. Just absolute wow. I thought I had bottom for a second. I mean, I felt the bites. I thought I had bottom. Oh my God, I got blood all over me. From the fish, not me. Woo! Thought I had bottom. Had a couple of head shakes, and I was like, wow, there's a nice fish, but it was just dead weight the whole time. So I thought maybe I just foul hooked a nice fish. Certainly didn't think it was 9 pounds. And he came out from underneath the kayak, and I was just, I mean, speechless, absolute speechless. That's the biggest fluke I've ever caught in a kayak, right there, personal best. Wow, holy cow. We're gonna go right back onto that drift, see if we could slam another nice big fish. All right, guys, so we lost the audio again, but I did figure out what's going on and why we're losing the audio. So what happens is the microphone goes down to a headphone jack. That headphone jack plugs into an adapter, and at the other end of that adapter is the plug that plugs into the GoPro. Well, the headphone jack was slightly unplugged from the adapter, and luckily we had the audio from that the big fish, the 9-pound fluke. But I don't know what happened after. Shortly after, I guess maybe I moved my head the wrong way and unplugged even more. So totally lost audio. I do apologize, but from here on out, I'll narrate the rest of the video and try to keep you guys entertained. Alright, and right here we catch a mystery fish. I'm going to let you guys try to guess. It's not a fluke, it's not a sea bass, not a porgy. Just take a wild guess. Something you don't always catch. And I guess maybe you can catch them. And it's a spider crab. I hate these things. It just looks so nasty. Alright. There we go. There's a little more action. Unfortunately, it's not the action we're looking for. You gotta figure out a use for these freaking things. There's way too many of them around. Start using them for bait, start eating them. I mean, I've heard the bigger ones are actually pretty good. I'm actually interested in trying it, but it's a little guy. Alright, so it's a pretty frustrating bite today. We dropped quite a few nice fish. This is pretty much what happened all day. This fish was actually felt really good. Usually they lighten up, but he got a few good head shakes there and he spit the hook. That's pretty much what I dealt with all day. It was a tough bite, but we fought through it. Alright, so we got another fluke on here. Feels pretty good the whole way up. Got our fingers crossed that he doesn't spit the hook like the last couple did. But pretty good fight the whole way up. Never really lightened up too much. So the whole way up we pretty much know that it's a reasonable fish. Looking at it. Oh yeah. That's a don't want to risk that one. Alright, so right about here I'm thinking to myself, nah, he's not a keeper. I don't think he's a keeper. I was just about to throw him back in the water and Dan actually looked at me and he was like, you might want to measure that fish. So we put him on the board and believe it or not, he touches 19. Boom, he's a keeper. So I think what happened was my eyes were just so used to looking at that big 9-pounder floating in, or sinking in the water that I just was off. My eyes were just didn't think that was a keeper compared to the fish underneath us, you know. So thanks to Dan, we got our second keeper because I was seconds away from throwing it back in the water. Alright, so it's game over. Right here we're comparing the two fish. That's 28 and a half and that's 19 inches. It's crazy the size difference. Thanks to Dan, we have two fish on the stringer. I almost threw that one back. Alright guys, well Dan just headed in. We're right behind him. We're going to head in. It's a little after 7. Awesome day. We got two keepers. We got a 9-pound fish and a 19-inch fish. So just for comparison. It's just absolutely insane, the size difference. I'm gonna weigh him better in the parking lot. I'm gonna get a better weight because the kayak's bouncy and the scale was